Welcome to Steve McDonald's Arts and Crafts, and today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be testing whether you can actually make a silicone mould using Builder's 100% silicone for resin. Now, I've seen loads and loads of videos on this, and lots of people ask me this question, and to be honest, I can't say yes or no because it's something I've never tried. But I am going to be trying it today, and if it does work, to be honest, it's going to save a lot of money. Now, I'm going to use 4 different methods that produce different results. So I'm going to go through each method individually and then see what the results are afterwards. And one of the methods is to be able to have it that it's really quite runny so that you could cast a larger mould. And the mould that I'm going to cast for that one is this brass figure. We call him Oswald. And I'm going to see if he will cast in silicone and then cast in resin. Method I'm going to try is using cold water and lots of dish soap, or washing up soap as we call it in the UK. And I'll know which one is which because I've written on the back, so I know which one I'm testing and which ones work and which ones don't work. I've put gloves on. They're nitrile gloves, and apparently they're the best ones for it as well. I've got a bowl, a washing up bowl of cold water here, and I've put in this bowl probably 3/4 of a cup of dish soap or washing up liquid. And then what you apparently do is you then put your silicone in a gun and you literally just squeeze it into the washing up water. I should think that'll be enough. You let that sit in there for a couple of seconds, and then you pull it together under there and squidge it together. And it's not sticking to my gloves, oddly enough, which is good. Get it all out. Yeah, it's certainly, definitely not sticking to my gloves. You mould it around until it's all squidged together and it's just one blob. Okay, so I've got that into a shape that I want it. It is quite firm. A little moulding cup I've made, and if you want to know how I make those, there is lots of videos on my channel where I show how to do this, specifically with the crystal one. So I'm going to flatten that out, and then I'm going to push these shapes into it. And it probably didn't need to be as thick as I've made it, so I probably didn't need as much as that. So there's a circle, there's a heart, and I thought I would try the little cat foot as well in this one. The method that I'm going to use is using what we call baby oil. So this is the baby oil I'm using, but it's also sometimes called mineral oil. And what you apparently do is you squeeze some in the bottom there, like so. Squeeze your silicone on top. I'm not going to use as much this time. I think that'll probably be enough. Like so. Get that all squidged in there like that. Okay, and then squidge that together. Let's get all those bits up. This is the one I have the least confidence in, if I'm honest. So let's put that in there like so. The thing I'm going to do is I've got some hands. They're very, very thin from an old clock that I had. And I might want to cast those. So I'm going to push those in. And then the other thing I've got is a little resin shape that I've made. And I'm just going to pop that in. So apparently all you do for this one is you put your silicone that you want to use into the mould, then pop some cornstarch in it, and I don't really know how much, so I'm kind of taking this by eye until it starts to get firm and set. There we go. We'll see how much that does, and then you stir that in. Oh, there we go, and then you take that off and you knead it until it no longer sticks to your gloves. Which I don't think that's it. Put a bit more cornstarch in. Okay, so this is quite sticking to my gloves quite badly. So I think what we'll do is we will put some more cornstarch in there and try to get that off. I mean, oh dear me, I am making a mess. Get that again. Oh, I love the feel of cornstarch. It feels just like snow. That'll do. Right, I can feel that starting to get quite solid already. So I'm going to pop that in there. So, and for this one, I'm going to try and cast this because it's quite intricate. I'm going to push that down quite hard because this is really starting to cure up now. I'm also going to do this one, and I'm also going to try and do the crown. Right, so that's going to go with the others to cure up. I've got Oswald now set up in a little cast mould for him before I get anything else going, because I want to make sure he's down. And if you want to know how I do this, just have a quick look at the video above on the crystals, and it shows you how I set this up. This one uses white spirit, or it's also called mineral spirit. But also, you do need to ensure that you spray the inside with a mould release. So I'm going to do that now, and this is the mould release that I'm going to use. Definitely throughout the whole of this, be using a mask, because mineral spirit absolutely stinks. So I would recommend you do it with a mask on, or outside in a well ventilated area. And I will be wearing eye protection as well in case it splashes in my eyes. Safety first, always. Put the silicone into this pot.
Not sure what I sound like in here, but I feel like Darth Vader. You are my son, Luke.
Okay, so we're back now to these moulds, and it's been a week, and I'm going to give you an update of where we are with this. So this is the one that I'd seen where you add mineral spirit or white spirit, and this is absolutely nowhere near cured. It is still like goop in there. Now, it doesn't smell very pleasant either, which is not ideal. And there's no way I'm going to unwrap this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck this inside somewhere in my studio, leave it for a month or two, see if it cures, and then come back to it. But to me, this is just too much hassle. Far more problems than it's worth, and it might not even work. So it's a from me. Now this is the one where I used mineral oil or baby oil, and I thought it was doing quite well, and the top seemed to be curing, but then when I tried to get it out of the mould, it is only the top few mil that have actually cured. There's no way these hands or anything are ever going to come out of there. So to me, for me, that's another not going to work. And it's more trouble than it's worth. Now this was the cornstarch one, and when I took this in, it just broke up like raw pastry. Now it may have been the way I did it, I don't know, but it is quite rubbery, but I can't see you getting a very good cast out of this. Other people might be successful on YouTube with this or by using this, and if you've used it successfully, then that's great. I mean, it is quite tough, look. It takes quite a bit, but it's not going to give you a nice fine mould, and I'm going to chuck those bits away. Now, what I am surprised about, and this one was the one that I used with just dish soap or washing up liquid and the cold water. This has really cured very, very well. It is quite robust. It's still pliable, although I did kind of slightly rip it when I was taking it out of the edge. Maybe I should have sprayed some mould release in first. But actually, the bits come out okay. And it looks shiny. And I'm going to try a cast in it. I didn't need to use as much as this. I could have done it at least just a quarter of that thickness for this. But if this works, then I may use this for small moulds to save some money. But so far, I'm still believing in the proper silicone stuff. I know it's expensive, but actually, if you want a good big cast, then it probably is the way to go. But let's give this a go. So these have cured now. It'll be interesting to see how they've come out. Let's have a look. Interested to see how they come out. And remember, this is the one that's just got used the water. Okay, so they've come out really, really well. They are a little bit shiny. I would say they're not as shiny as a normal cast, but they are shiny. I mean, it's okay. I mean, that one's a little bit more matte, but maybe they'll get a little bit more shiny as they go along. So to me, this is the only one that is a success, no doubt. All the others are a bit, and the one with the mineral spirit is still curing away somewhere. So I hope you found this useful. I found it useful. I may use this technique if I want to knock up a quick mould that I'm not bothered about it being shiny. But other than that, I think I will be sticking to buying the proper stuff. I know it's a bit more expensive, but I do get a lot more out of it.